we are good.
Hi, and good evening. I am so excited tonight to share with you this really exciting event. I am Sadia Davis, the director for the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship. And the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship is generously sponsored by the Coleman Foundation. And we are a pilot program of 2112 Chicago, the largest creative incubator and co-working space in the world, and Arts Alliance, Illinois. And tonight it is my absolute joy and honor to bring to you a project pitch competition that we started working on over a year ago. And who knew that we would not be able to have this live event at our venue at 2112's main stage. But like everyone else, we had to pivot and switch, and now we are virtual with Creative Cypher, Chicago Film Accelerator's pitch competition in coordination with the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship. Troy Pryor, please come on in. So excited to have you.
Thanks for having us. We're really excited about this. What's up, world? This is Troy Pryor, founder of Creative Cypher and professional storyteller. Cool. Yes. The Cypher was created and launched about 9 years ago to help creatives eliminate the need for permission through providing them access to our expanding network of resources. Our collaborations have been on all mediums, including TV, film, digital, and live events in several markets. But of course, we had to move virtual because of this craziness going on in the world. But you know what? We keep it going. That's what leaders are built for. Tonight, we're really excited about our creators. I want to thank everybody that's a part of this. We're really excited for you all to be with us, to see these ideas, and to stay on top of everything that's in the Cypher world. Visit us at creativecypher.org. Follow us on social media at Creative Cypher. And without further ado, I want to pass the mic to our host with the most. Give it up for Mr. Derrick Nelson.
Thank you, Troy. That was the illustrious Troy Pryor. Seems he's hunkering down, protected from all the COVIDs in his silo somewhere in Chicago. But like Troy said, we are bringing the second annual CFX pitch event. We started this about a year ago. It was live then. That was before all this foolishness. But it really started as a way for us to get the creator closer to the goal. A lot of times we only see the end product on Netflix and Amazon and everything, but we never actually get to see the impetus and the beginnings of the content and entertainment we love so much. So thus, the CFX pitch event was born as something to educate and help those creatives who are on their way up to achieve that goal and that prize. But without further ado, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to explain to you how this night is going to go down. Now, first off, we're going to have 4 teams, and those 4 teams are going to be given around 5 to 7 minutes to give their pitches of their series pilots. During that time, our illustrious judges will then, if allowed, have time for questions. If not, we'll move on to the next pitch because we got to keep this moving because we're not live. Now, before we get to the actual pitch events, I do want to introduce our judges. First and foremost, we have Charles Gardner, actor, director, SAG-AFTRA Chicago president. He's right there. Charles, say something to the people if you can. Okay.
Hey, y'all. It took a second for me to unmute myself. Good to see everybody. And I'm really, really excited to see these presentations and help somebody create that next project.
There you go. All right. Now, our second judge is, as always, the lovely Dani Jackson. She is VP of Multicultural Brand at Edelman. Dani, talk to the people. Tell them what you're about.
Hey, what's up? So I've been down with Cypher for a long time. I'm so excited to be here with this group of people and also with these amazing filmmakers. And so I'm looking forward to awarding one of you all with this prize and with this opportunity. So shout out to all the creators out there. And yeah, great.
Okay, thanks for that, Dani. And then finally, I mean, he's a guy, a personal favorite of mine. I've talked to him, met him. He's a cool cat. I'm talking about filmmaker and noted creative, Lonnie Edwards. Lonnie.
Oh man, that was a great intro, bro. I appreciate you. I really appreciate y'all for having me be a part of this. And I always look forward to opportunities like this just to see new things and kind of say, man, I got to I got to check this out. I got to be a part of this from the beginning and see it grow into something. So I'm looking forward to checking these pitches out.
Thank you, Lonnie. So yeah, those are our esteemed judges, and they will be watching intently as our various teams pitch with all their creative passion and heart to see who will take the top spot. Now, without further ado, we're going to get to the good stuff. We will start off with the first pitch. It's called Red Line. The project is called Red Line, and that's actually the train you hear in the back line. It's the blue line, but you know, Chicago life. And we are going to bring to the stage, virtual stage, right? Adenike Thomas. Adenike. Oh, are we still? We got you. Wait, you're still muted. There you go.
Hi.
Okay, Adenike, whenever you're ready, we can get this started.
Oh.
There you go.
Hi, I'm Adenike Thomas, creator of The Red Line. The Red Line is a 6-episode dramedy exploring the complexities of Blackness, female friendships, and culture. Stop by stop, each 10-minute episode centers on a singular Black woman and offers a slice-of-life glimpse into her experience living in Chicago. Each self-contained vignette takes a lighthearted look at themes that pertain to Black women, including boundary setting, situationships, code switching, and the ever-present burden of gentrification. Each episode also offers an opportunity to learn more about its corresponding Chicago neighborhood. Our story starts at the Granville Red Line stop and makes its way down the end of the line at 95th Street. Can a friend break your heart? This is the question presented for our pilot episode, which we hope to film should we win the Xlerator program. 3 years after their bitter falling out, former best friends Essence and Kai meet in the hopes of finding some closure. What begins as a lighthearted trip down memory lane eventually spirals into an impassioned discussion of unmet expectations and transgressed boundaries. When Kai demands to know why the relationship wasn't worth fighting for, Essence must confront her lingering uncertainty over her decision to end their friendship. We chose this episode specifically as the flagship episode of the series because it offers a deeper dive into the subtle nuances of female friendships. The human vulnerabilities that each character gets to display, Essence's lack of self-trust and Kai's inability to take personal responsibility, these are colors that we rarely see Black women having the luxury to get to explore. I've always been intrigued by movies that put their lead character's internal life front and center. The Red Line aims to put Black women's thoughts and opinions at the center of the conversation. We want to highlight the richness of Black women's interiority in both tone and aesthetic. Taking our cue from shows like Queen Sugar and Insecure, the series will live in a warm, rich, and bright filmic aesthetic that complements the variety of its brown-skinned cast by centering it.
As a cinematographer, I look for stories that can tell the complexities of their characters. So I'm very excited to be a part of this opportunity. As a proud native of Chicago and a woman of color, I will use my creative lens to showcase and center Blackness in all aspects of cinematography.
One way we'd like to use Edgewater as character, aside from setting in our pilot, is to up the engagement factor by creating an interactive experience for our audience. For example, our protagonist, Essence, orders takeout from the Ethiopian restaurant Ethiopian Diamond. Now, if a viewer were to watch on screen, she can hover her mouse over the takeout and a link will pop up and direct her straight to the website of the restaurant. Another way we'd like to use Edgewater as character is by working with local musicians to create a city soundscape to further immerse ourselves in the Chicago neighborhoods.
So those local business partnerships that Adenike just mentioned are one of the ways that we're hoping to fundraise for this project. Right now, our pilot episode budget is looking to be at about $5,000, and our plan is to produce it under SAG-AFTRA's micro-budget new media agreement. And the reason for this is we really want to make sure that every element of our production experience aligns with the larger guiding principles behind this project. So that means not just creating opportunities for representation, but also making sure that every individual who's involved in this project is kept safe on set, is treated with respect, and is compensated fairly for their time and energy.
So when it comes to how this pilot will ultimately come into fruition, my hope is that my strong initiative and my commitment to amplifying Black voices will be matched and further nurtured by the Xlerator program in order to have the pilot meet its full potential. Representation matters, and more importantly, a variety of representation matters. Ordinary Black girls need to see themselves too, not just the fabulous Olivia Popes out there. I created the Red Line because I wanted to create a space where Black and brown women could authentically tell their stories and add to the tapestry of burgeoning Black female voices. In closing, to support the Red Line is to support the ideas that inspired its creation.
Doors closing.
All right, that was fantastic. Adenike, do you have anything to say, or judges, do you have any questions that you want to say to the project?
First off, I wanted to say that was absolutely amazing. I was a really big fan of how it's put together in a way that seems a little bit streamlined in connection to what's going on now. I guess that's kind of what my question is. I'm wondering, how you plan on, with production, and is it written in a way that's streamlined so that shooting and things like that would be, safer with what's going on right now?
Absolutely. Thank you for your kind words. And absolutely, that was something that was very important to us to just consider with everything going on. We kind of set our budget up to sort of take into account like us having a skeleton crew. And our pilot episode specifically is only 2 characters. So we're limited in even the amount of people that are around. And the episode is sort of made so that there's space and we're following COVID guidelines. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, that's just in reference to the pilot episode. The other episodes that we have in the works as well, there are a couple of them that take place outside for the same reason. Right. So we are trying to be as mindful as possible of the context that we're shooting in.
I just want to add, I love the concept and I love the connectivity with the city. I think that that's a really creative way, not only to showcase the city, but also to sort of provide that relationship and give back, right? So I love that you guys kind of made it interactive in that way. So
thank you.
Yeah, I really love how like just smart and passionate the pitch feels. I feel like, I feel like it's going to be a good project. I'm curious around and schedule and like the shooting schedule. Like, how many days are you planning on? And just what does that look like?
Sure. So
Well, in terms of the pilot, we're looking at probably just a 1-day shoot. It's only a 10-minute episode, and it's all in a central location.
Central location, 2 characters. Yeah, we're aiming to shoot that in 1 day.
When are you hoping to shoot?
Hopefully, in
May.
May is looking good for us.
Cool.
Okay, well, that was Red Line by Adenike Thomas and her team. I definitely be waiting for that project to be done because the brother needs an Ethiopian restaurant stat, because they don't serve in my area. So I'm going to need that hookup. But moving right along, we're going to roll into our next pitch. This is Pictures Only by Charles A. Honeywood. So Maestro, can we roll film? Okay, man, that was a quick film. Hope you guys like the sequel. Man, he is busting them out one after another.
Hello, everyone. I am writer, creator, and director Charles Honeywood.
I am Iman Mundane, and I'm the executive producer and story editor.
And my name is Grace Hahn. I'm the line producer for Pictures Only.
Well, Pictures Only originally started off as a short film, and the need for this story to be told is simple: to tell the story of an African-American woman on the south side of Chicago faced with major decisions. From there, consistently working with my executive producer, we decided to expand the story, seeing the potential within it, giving us the ability to tell a story that needs to be told.
And I feel like it was so important for the story to be made because as women, especially as Black women, we're always forced to choose between our own liberation and freedom and the liberation and freedom of other people. And I think that that is what this overarching theme that runs so true, even not just back then, like 50 years ago, being that it's a period drama, but also even still today. And it's relatable. It's something that we don't see often, and I think that it's just honest, and that's what we're missing a lot of times in stories. So it's definitely important for people to see.
This story deserves to be told because it is simply a love letter to Bronzeville. Not only is it a voice for the voiceless, but it will also educate individuals on the day-to-day experiences that a lot of young African-American women were faced and are faced with to this day.
One thing that I found really interesting about the project when I signed on was the potential to tell the story of a sex worker, a woman who found liberation in work that wasn't necessarily considered very worthy at the time and in our current times. So I think that's a really important thing to take a look at.
And this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, I think, in breaking into a deeper story about, like Grace was saying, like a sex worker and how empowering it can be to, I think, show characters on screen that you don't get to see and that aren't very liberating. And now we're telling them in a way that is liberating. So support us, please.
I feel like this project is already coming to fruition, and I think that's part of why we're also excited to be involved at this point when it comes to casting, bringing on department heads, even thinking about locations and what kind of design needs we're gonna have. We've been in conversation on a weekly basis to get things ready to happen in 2021.
Yeah, and piggybacking off Grace, those constant standing 6 p.m. Sunday phone calls have been long but very worth it every single time. And that's why this project is going to come into fruition. The determination of each team member that has signed on to this project, with this being a passion project, the individuals that want to be a part of it, the investors that are seeking to invest within this project and wanting to see it come to life, is why this project will come into fruition.
So our current budget is sitting at $30K for production and post. We are planning on crowdfunding at least half of that amount. And we appreciate any additional support to help us pay mostly our cast and crew, which is a large portion of the budget. We want to make sure that everyone is paid appropriately. In addition, this is a period piece, so there's going to be a fair amount of design, specific locations, and making sure that everyone's feeling safe and comfortable whether or not we're still dealing with COVID-19 pandemic restrictions. So yeah, we really appreciate any kind of financial support that Creative Cypher could provide. But at the same time, any kind of momentum that a project can receive is really helpful. So we're very grateful for the opportunity to pitch.
Every opportunity to pitch is a gift to creatives.
And we just want to thank you for your support, for the opportunity to just present our story to you. And on behalf of our team, which could include you, we want to say we appreciate you and we hope that you enjoy our pitch video and our overarching story.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ooh, child, had me up in here perspiring, man, with that music in the background. That was nice. Judges, do you have any quick comments you want to throw in before we move to our next round?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I love the concept, man. I love and like Derrick, I'm feeling the music, and I think it's definitely a necessary story to share. I'm curious, Charles, why this story for you as the writer, director, and creator? You know, a woman with a lead and specifically a sex worker. Why this story?
Well, I feel like I'm coming in with the right mindset to tell it in a non-exploitative and a non-pervasive way, in a way that empowers Black women, not only Black women, but Black culture. And then my team had my executive producers, Black women, co-writers, Black women. And if this project is picked up and expanded, I plan on hiring a team of, Black women to help continue to tell this story and to write this story.
For this film, what is the how much money have you guys raised so far, and where are you guys in the process?
We're currently at about 5,000. So we haven't started our official campaign yet, but as far as personal funds and money that we have available, it's 5,000. And we are currently in the process of hiring our crew. We have our film fully casted. Everybody is signed on. Our actors and actresses are good to go. So, yeah.
I'm from Bronzeville, so I love when you said it was a love letter to Bronzeville.
Definitely. I lived in Bronzeville for about a year, right at 47th in Bronzeville. Went to school in Bronzeville, Hales Franciscan. So, I spent a lot of time in Bronzeville.
All right. Well, I mean, there you go. What more can you say? I also like the little Bronzeville tip. Used to drive past it every day going to school. So I'm familiar with the area. So it's good to see that you're going to show that area some love. But that was great. Thank you, Charles Honeywood. Moving right along.
Can I ask one more, Derrick? Is SAG-AFTRA a project?
Currently, no, but we are looking forward to, making a SAG-AFTRA project.
Just saying, he's the president. He might be the guy to talk to, but I'm just trying to give you a little insight. Anyway, moving right along, we're going to our next pitch contestant. This is I Don't Want Any Trouble, literally and figuratively. And we got Maame, Addae.
Hello, thank you.
Well, hello there. I didn't see you, but since you're here, let me share a pitch with you. Hi. My name is Maame Addae, and today I'll be pitching to you I Don't Want Any Trouble, a web series written by yours truly. I pursued higher education, and for me, it was quite the humbling experience. And after all that time, and all that money, and all that energy, I feel like the best thing I got from college was not my education, but my tribe. I met so many awesome Black people. So many different kinds of Black people, and I think to myself looking back, wow, I'm happy I got to engage all those types of identity, and you guys would make great TV. So I wrote a series about Black students at college. 5 Black students attend a predominantly white institution, and their biggest issue is each other. This series is about 4 students determined to graduate from college with no more drama. So they make a pact, but a new roommate named Taylor makes it a whole lot harder. It is a web series with 10-minute episodes and 7 episodes in the season. It is set in Brown University, and it's a comedy with an ensemble cast. We'll watch as these Black college students wrangle with identity and trade ego for relationship. Since the dawn of colonialism, Black people have been subject to stereotypes and have been socialized by false and incomplete narratives. Unfortunately, these 5 Gen Z students are guilty of perpetuating that cycle. In the series and in the pilot, we'll explore themes of identity, whether it's culture, socioeconomic status, colorism, relationship, and friendship and love, coming of age, college, adulting, and conflicts, hurt people hurting people, and self-sacrifice. The tone of the show is awkward and cringe, but in the best of ways, akin to shows like Chewing Gum or The Office. It's also comparable to A Different World, but picture a different world with Gen Z in the 21st century at a PWI. The characters. The Black community is small at this Ivy League, but there are many types of Blacks, and the new girl's presence exposes these various types. as she forces the entire ensemble to confront all parts of themselves. And we'll watch as they struggle to exist as their full selves while clashing with each other in the process. Our ensemble includes Benedicta, who can judge Mother Teresa herself, Cheryl, who's got a wise, occasionally loose mouth, Samuel, who's so prideful and bougie, he's basically the male Mariah Carey, and Solomon, who's a liar, liar, his pants is on fire. And finally, Taylor. Wealth, suburbia, and everything white. These were the ingredients chosen to create Taylor. In the episodes, we'll watch our cast reinforce stereotypes upon themselves, expose secrets, and meddle with each other's business, so much so they'll question their friendship. So, to bring the story to life, our production team includes me, the writer and director, AJ Spitz, the producer, and Josh Jones, the cinematographer.
Hello, my name is AJ Spitz. I would be the producer on this project. And I guess I wanted just to, talk a little bit about, the work that I do and how it can connect with what Maame's doing. And I run a full-service production company called Intertwine, and we do short stories, branded content, and music videos. We do a lot of work with labels. We have a relationship with Atlantic Records, and a lot of our work is on YouTube if you wanted to check it out. But I feel like my purpose here is to offer you some comfortability and Maame some credibility. I think she has a really cool script and a really great idea. It actually will get done in a timely and quality fashion. And so I just wanted to introduce myself. I also work with the cinematographer Josh Jones, who is unable to be here right now.
The tentative schedule to produce a pilot is that we will revise the script in February, cast in March, shoot in May, edit in June, and distribute in July. The budget for this project is a little under $7,000, which we already funded 29% of. To fund the remaining part of the project, we've applied for a grant from the City of Chicago. So this is for Black joy, and this is for people who are tired of watching Black trauma on television, because I know I am. If you want to watch Black and Caribbean people and all their amazing nuance and other Black characters we never get to see on television, definitely support I Don't Want Any Trouble. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching.
Fantastic. Speaking from personal experience, I was a Black person that went to a predominantly white school. So that is right there, right in the field. So I think even Troy can attest to that. But judges, do you have any questions from Maame?
Yeah, well, first off, yeah, that was awesome. This is getting a little bit, it's definitely tough right here. Like, all these pictures are great so far. And I connect to that as well. I feel like we can all probably attest to the fact that we all went to predominantly white colleges. I was just kind of wondering, I guess, in regards to kind of the same thing that I asked for Redline, but I guess with this story, if it's happening like with school experiences and things like that, I feel like there would be like a larger set or things of that nature. So I'm wondering, like, what ideas do you have set in place for filming, during 2021, because things are kind of slowly getting better, but not yet,
Yeah, totally understand. So we've written a pretty economical script. There's only 3 locations. One is in a living room, one is at an outdoor dining table, and the second is in a living room as well, but it has to be a separate living room. And so that creates for a 3-day shooting schedule. And there's not more than 4 people together in a scene. So we're doing our best to minimize interactions between the cast members. We're seeking support for the pilot. And in the pilot, we've tried to write a pretty safe, pretty economical script that won't expose people for too many days. Thank you.
I think that was a good question. And overall, just like, and I feel like I keep saying this, but this is also a cool concept, especially like with the throwback references to like a different world, and like imagining taking that and putting it at like a U of I or something like that is kind of hilarious to me. So kudos on the concept aspect of what you presented.
Yeah, similar here. I was curious around how you were gonna, because one of the things I love about these type and your references in these types of films is like that college feel, and how you plan to capture that. But you've already answered that question. Great concept. Yeah, thank you. SAG-AFTRA show. SAG-AFTRA.
Hopefully.
All right. Another great presentation. Just take a little side note. I do appreciate how everybody is able to pivot their scripts in light of everything that's happening with COVID. It's challenging enough to film under the best of circumstances. And so this is really a testament to you guys' skill and acumen to your craft that you're able to pivot, the way you have and creatively find ways to make it happen, which coincidentally enough is all that the Cypher is about, making it happen. But to further ado, let's get to our final pitch of the evening. This is Ronin by Simeon Henderson. He will be pitching. So let's see Ronin.
It's a proud day to be an American. This is the Prophet Murphy Wright, and you're listening to Murphy's Law on Intellectual Radio, the only independent radio station free of government tyranny and propaganda. On today's show.
Hi, I'm Simeon Henderson, and I am the director and executive producer of Ronin. And Ronin is a dramatic series. It's a cop series that was created by Alvern Ball and Aaron Lewis and myself, Simeon Henderson. And when we got together, we wanted to do something that was going to tell a story, that was going to give you someone to cheer for. Sometimes you'll be mad at them. You wouldn't know what's going on. And we wanted to give the audience something that they could relate to, because Ronin goes through this thing where he's fighting against the system that he grew up in. He used to be a good cop, and then he became corrupt because he had to take care of his son, and then he got in too deep, and he had to just really find a way to do what he had to do to take care of his family, but most importantly his son.
You see, Ronin, he finds himself always in the middle of something, paying off someone, doing something to try to get back to what he used to be. And all along, he's still trying to find himself. It's one of those things where he just wants to do the right thing, but people are always getting in his way. And he's going to have to make a decision. He's going to have to decide what he really wants to do and how he's going to do it. And it's just one of those things where Ronin is going to make a decision.
It's one of those things where you'll find these characters, you'll find yourself relating to them. You'll find yourself cheering for them. You'll find yourself wanting to see more of them. And, it's a former by-the-book cop who struggles to keep his double life a secret while caring for his son. And not only that, but in this story, there's a lot going on. And we have a great DP and Ricardo Isis, the sound guy, Kelly Askew, the executive producer, the actors, everybody came together, to make this come to pass. And it's really been a work of love. And the desires are what Ronin wants more than anything. Ronin wants to take care of his family. He wants to take care of his family, and he wants to make sure that he's doing the right thing. But in the midst of him trying to do the right thing, he's doing the wrong thing. And his ex-partner, Jose Martinez, used to be his partner. Now he's IA, and he's watching Ronin at every turn. He's watching what he's doing. He's paying attention. He's trying to bring Ronin down. And the powers to be know this. But Ronin is still trying to protect Jose. But he's trying to overcome the obstacles of the internal affairs. He's trying to get past that. And also, but Roman is really trying to get out of the way. And he's going to have to do some things along the way that's not going to be too popular. And he might have to do something like take out his commander. And it remains to be seen, but it's one of those things where there are going to be moments where you're going to be like, did that really happen? And yeah, it did. But it's like you have to just come along for the ride, and you have to understand and know that when it's all said and done, that this series is going to make you think, it's going to make you feel for the characters, and it's going to make you want to see more of what's coming to the screen. So Roman is going to be super good. It's going to be one of those things where you're gonna not want to turn off the TV. You're gonna want to see what's gonna happen next, just because Roman is an interesting character, and he always has something going on. And just when you think he's bad or he's doing the wrong thing, he does something good and something worthwhile. And I think that's why Roman is going to be good. Thank you.
There you go, Roman, a complicated man that no one understands, but maybe is woman. Roman. But judges, what you got? Any questions?
Well, first off, I want to say that I appreciate you bringing back that concept, because I feel like, you know, the cop kind of vigilante vibe is a dying breed, and I was always a fan of that. But I guess the one question that I have is in regards to when do you feel like production would be, and how long do you think that process would take, the actual production?
So if you know anything about me, I'm the type of person that I'm always ready to go. I'm always ready to get it done. And I hate waiting on people or waiting on Hollywood or the powers to be. As you can see, I actually went out and shot a couple of scenes already where we went out into the neighborhood. I went out in the car and got some things going. And let me just say this, first of all, to everybody that's presented their pitch, you guys are off the chain. You guys are awesome. And I don't know if you guys could tell, I'm kind of down. I'm literally just getting over COVID. So like, it literally took everything in me to do that pitch and finish this whole process. And I'm still getting better. But watching you guys really encouraged me, because I've always been that type of person that I'm more hands-on. So when I see you guys with all these videos and different slides and all this stuff, I'm amazed by it. And but with me personally, just getting able to pull the people together that believe in the project and that believe in your work and the different things that you do. I believe that I've grabbed enough people, and the coolest thing about it is, not only will we get this done and make it look great, but we'll be able to employ different people in Chicago, you know, and that's the whole thing. Shot in Chicago, produced by Chicago, directed by Chicago, acted in by Chicago, and just really putting Chicago on another level. I've been doing this for a long time now, and it's time for me to come out of the back and come into the forefront to actually get a project done. And because I've always helped other people do their projects. And so it was time for me to bring my project to light. And it's been years in the making, and I'm just super excited just to be a part of this.
I'm glad you're recovering, man. Glad to hear that your health is doing better. You just said like it's going to be employing a bunch of people, and you already know me, man. I'm about that. I'm about, you know, giving work to actors in Chicago and giving work to just filmmakers in Chicago. Talk to me a little bit about the budget and you know what this is going to take, because you got some big stuff. I mean, not necessarily in the pilot episode, but just in general, hospitals, you know, police stuff. What's the budget, and what do you already have, and how does the money from Cypher help with that?
So here we go. So like yourself, I'm a sneaker geek, and I've already I started to raise beginning of the money. I sold some of my expensive gym shoes, my expensive sneakers. And if you look over here, I have a plethora of sneakers. And I sold them. My wife, she laughed at me. I can't believe you're gonna sell your sneakers. But it's like one of those things where when you decide that it's something that you want to get done, you'll move mountains, you'll move heaven and earth, you'll do whatever, if they say your treasure is where your heart is or where your money is. And I started raising the money. And then on top of that, what I've been doing is I've been calling in favors. It's like, that's the cool thing about working with people over the years and always being available and helping people. So I've always been that person that I was going to make sure I help people get their project done. No, or whether it was speaking or just uplifting the community. I've been working in the community since COVID started and ended up getting COVID. And it's like, now I'm using all of those resources and I'm pooling those resources together to get the money together to do the pilot episode. I have a couple people that wants to invest in it. I'm looking forward to trying to get some money from the Cypher if possible. But nonetheless, no matter what happens, I guarantee you, we're in January, going to February. I guarantee you by March, the pilot episode will be complete. No matter what happens, it will be done. And it will be something that I'll be proud of. You guys, I think you guys will be proud of it for the simple fact that we're all in this together. All of the filmmakers on here and the producers and writers, we're in this together. So no matter who wins this, we're still in this together. And I want you guys to know that you can call on me anytime you need me, because I promise you, I'll help you get the job done.
All right.
These guys asked my question, by the way. So.
And I got to throw it in, Derrick, before you go. SAG-AFTRA project?
So, man, I'm SAG-AFTRA. I'm SAG-AFTRA. I've been SAG-AFTRA since 2005. So, yeah, we're gonna it's one of those things where because of the pandemic and everything going on, it's been so tricky figuring out how you're gonna get it done and just making sure you do everything safely. And so everything is coming together. So I've been putting everything together. So, and like I said, I've been in the business a long time and I know how to get it done and get it done right. And Charles, I mean, we've sat in SAG meetings together and I've applauded you guys because you guys are in the technical stages and getting stuff done for Chicago. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that we get this done right.
All right, that was Roman. Even COVID can't keep him down. I definitely want to see that series. This dude's selling sneakers. He's battling pandemics. It's going to be off the chain. But with that, we have finished our pitches. Now I'm going to have to ask our wonderful judges to go into their virtual room by themselves and deliberate. During that time, we're going to show like a couple interviews, some videos we got, just some stuff to wet the palate. And then we're going to come back and bring you who is the winner of this illustrious fair. So enjoy, and we'll be back in just a few.
Wet the palate.
Oh, we're still here? Okay. Well, hey, can't take the mic out of brother's hand until he's ready, right? Just wanted to thank all our partners and everybody who's helped put this together. Again, COVID hit everybody at the same exact time. So it's good to see everybody be able to pivot, come together, show out for this event. It means a lot to not only us, but everybody involved.
Goes and let's go on. Hi, my name is Amar Jean Christian, and I'm an assistant professor of communication studies at Northwestern University and the founder of OTV Open Television. OTV for me started with a question and a problem. The question would be, what does intersectional television look like? I know that sounds academic. For me, intersectional television looks at complex identities. Who has multiple identities that they can claim have been marginalized by the market and society? So Black women, queer people of color, disabled undocumented folks, right? People who really have intersections that are difficult to understand unless you actually allow them to speak their experience. The problem is TV, I think, has historically struggled with intersectionality. BET has been critiqued for not really representing LGBTQ people in the past. Or Logo, right, has been seen as underrepresenting queer women on their platform. So every TV distribution platform seemed to be underserving some audience. So for me as a researcher, I was thinking, well, what would happen? What would we learn by actually not trying to segment people, but actually think about how identities come together and communities come together? The goal is to show the world, show the country, the industry, the breadth of talent outside of industry supply chains. And I hope that every year we put out a slate of shows and those artists go on to immediately tell their own stories on a bigger stage to more people, get global marketing, get awards. I also want to support Chicago, right? I want to see Chicago build a production base. I want that production base to be representative of this city, right? I want our crews to be reflective of the people who live across the city. I want to be able to get union work, well-paying work, to people who've been historically excluded from production. Those key artists who are consistently producing, they need to be supported so that they can then support more artists and help those artists build their own practices and their own communities. And that's how you build an economy, that's how you build a scene. And the more people are included, the better it's going to be. It seems like on social media that people come out of the blue and become stars out of nowhere. I guarantee you, if you do research into that person's career, they've been working for years with no one recognizing their work, no one wanting to collaborate them, and they just kept doing it day after day. Anything worth having in this life, anything valuable, takes time, care, and real relationship building. So I just want to tell people, like, don't rush, because I've seen creators rush into production and they make mistakes and then they're unhappy with what happens, or they end up burning through relationships because they didn't take the time to really come up with a structure for that relationship. And those relationships are so key to your long-term sustainability. So I would say patience, build your relationships, support each other, what Issa Rae calls network across, right? Don't always just try to get to the people who's above you. Look at the people who are at your level, right? And support them. Go to their premieres. You know, if you have a couple extra days where you're not working, volunteer on their sets or connect them to someone that you know who has resources, right? Don't just hoard all your resources and relationships. Share them, because the more you share and the more you help, the more that's going to come back to you and help you. And that's how you build a long-term career, right? It's all of us coming together, up together. It's not just one person gets successful and screw the rest of them. Anyone who has that attitude to their career is not going to be in the business for a very long time. Yeah, well, we'll see. I have no idea, but I want to be an incubator. I'm really happy that OTV is still churning out new work and that artists are still creating really interesting programs for us to release.
That was Amar Christensen, founder of OTV. Check it out at otv.org or .com. I'm not sure. Apologize. I just found out that they had me playing while the video was going. So y'all lucky I wasn't like doing behind the scenes stuff and like picking my nose or getting something to eat, man. That's been not a good look. I mean, I could heat up, you know, TV dinners like the best of them, but it doesn't make for riveting TV. So, you know, but I'm glad that I didn't do any of that. So lucky for y'all. We may have some other videos. We're still waiting for the judges to finish deliberations. It's tough. There was a lot of great projects. Oh, here we go. We may have some other videos. We're still waiting. That's meta. Oh man, talking with them. It's like going in infinity. I'm talking about myself, talking about myself, talking about myself. Crazy technology, right? But yeah, like I was saying, a lot of great projects tonight. Everybody showed out. They came with their big girl, big boy pants on, ready to do this.
Hello, my name is Melissa Dupre of the Humble Park Dupre's right out of Chicago, and I'm an actor, producer, playwright, activist, musician, and stand-up comedian. I strongly fight for representation as an intersectional person because I feel like my Afro-Latina identity has propelled me to continue this road of representation and staunchly like break stigmas and stereotypes. I had to produce my own work out of my own pocket for so long, and I think that's always just going to be the case, you know, because I don't think that I'm going to wait for someone to validate my work or wait for someone to say, oh, that's interesting. I've never felt such a pressure until people started framing it the responsibility of an artist, because for me that then says that we have to also censor in some ways. You have this feeling, but your responsibility is this. There's an assumed notion that we are responsible for someone else or to do something else. I think if anything, our responsibility as artists is to be as honest and as true as possible, and that we have the integrity enough to say, this is coming from a real place, and this is my truth, my experience. I think the art can be dangerous, and art has the license and room to be dangerous. I think it should propel conversations. I think it should activate people in ways to say, oh man, that's fucked up. Well, what am I gonna do about it? Being an artist in the social justice realm, the responsibility is many. You know, am I in my own truth not oppressing someone else? In my own truth, am I not also being racist, or am I being racist in ways that are continuing to propel racist and or violent behavior somewhere else? So I think that responsibility also is transferred to, depending on what kind of artist you are. But I think art is supposed to be dangerous. It's supposed to be brave. There's no such thing as a safe space or a safe artist or safety in art. I think you're supposed to be raw. You're supposed to be brave enough to put anything out there and challenge a status quo, challenge people to actually look at what the art is making you feel and do. If you're uncomfortable, good. Art that doesn't make you at least uncomfortable is not worth promoting, I don't think. Because even laughter, if you even just look at why things are funny, it might make you uncomfortable. That laughter might come from a place of like, oh, wow, or that, oh, that's so true, that's so honest. Laughter covers so many different emotions, and none of them are like the same. And so, if anything, an artist should just take some time and learn how to be brave, and only think about putting two eyes on their art and not having one eye on their art and one eye on what other people are gonna think about it, or what somebody else is doing, or compare themselves to another artist. That would kill me if I compared my stuff to anybody else, my voice, my way, my process to anybody else. I gotta be really focused and committing on making sure I'm true to myself, so that way no one can say, oh, that's the next Melissa Dupre. What? Who? What? Why? The responsibility of an artist, as if like we were born with art and then given with great art comes great responsibility.
I don't know about y'all, but that hip hop track was bumping, man. I can't wait to get some concerts once lockdown is over. Had me wanting to just like bust out, start breaking. Yeah, judges are going to finish up their deliberations in just a few minutes. So I appreciate everybody who is hung with us. Like I said, want to give a shout out to all our partners. They're numerous, too numerous to name, which is a good thing. You should always have too long of a list of people to appreciate. I want to give a shout out to all you in the audience who came and celebrated us for this hour. I know it was difficult, like turning off Netflix, then turning on YouTube and tuning in, but y'all did it, and you did it like champs, and we appreciate that. Like I said, we started this a year ago as just a way to showcase and give people who have the talent and the drive the opportunity to go further. I think a lot of us attending and watching have been in that creative space where all we need is just like, man, if I can just get this or that, or a little bit of this, or a little bit of that, or just had a little bit more time, we could reach, that project to fruition. So it's good to see that even COVID is not stopping people's ambition and willingness to do what they need, what's necessary to do their art. So it's really, really great to see. So, man, thanks to each and every one of y'all. And I am, okay. People want to know what's the criteria to win. A number of things. The judges look at the overall pitch itself, the deck that was provided with the pitch. A lot of you did see that in the background of a lot of the pitches that we saw, the videos. Not only that, just that information, feasibility of a project, that's always important. Is a project even able to be finished? These are all considerations that come into the judges, what they're thinking about. Just along the lines of like, were we given enough information to accurately determine that this is a project that is, worthy of assistance and things like that? That can also help as well. The more that each team has given in terms of what their project's about, how much it may cost, where are we shooting, what logistical obstacles we may face and or can overcome. These are all factors that are taken into consideration when determining who's the winner. As we saw, a lot of these projects are well on their way. If not only having completed scripts, funding, they may also have footage. So it's a really tough deliberation in that respect, because they're all equally noteworthy in one respect or another. And that's good to see, because they already have done it themselves, which is one of the founding tenets of Creative Cypher. Don't ask permission. Just take it. Just grab that mic. Tell them sit down. Like, this is my beat, my track. I'm about to just drop that verse. And all the people here expertly did that. I'm going to check on just a little, so just bear with me 1 second. I'm going to check to see if we have our winner. It seems like we're still waiting on that. Judges, feel free to just go ahead and send that in the chat, and then I can go announce it if you guys have already finished your deliberations. I see they have returned. They are back. Oh, and we got to wrap this up too. So let's go ahead and make that quick. So judges, if you could give it. Okay, we got it. All right. So drum roll. I don't know if we have a drum roll effect in Zoom, but if we do, just go and make it. So drum roll. Can y'all hear that? If y'all can't, then y'all need to turn up y'all bass. All right. The winner is Redline. That's right. Adenike Thomas, your group has won the competition. Congratulations. Do you have a few words you might want to share with everybody on behalf of?
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Everybody was awesome. We were like, when everyone else was watching your videos, we were like, oh, that's really cool. So this is really exciting. Yeah, thank you for this opportunity.
I have nothing more to say beyond that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And we got some people that want to know from the judges, what about Redline made you say that one? I choose you, Redline. Go.
I don't know if we're all going at the same time, but, we talked about the creativity behind connecting the city, from obviously episode 1, episode 6, and then also just the interactiveness. So being able to highlight some of those businesses along the way, and also looking at the feasibility of just how everything was coming together. So it was really interesting, powerful story. Again, all the stories were great, but you have to choose one. So but I'll let the rest of the judges chime in.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of just the connectivity of how, with it being the red line, the episodes being each stop on the red line, the fact that the story will be about Black women, and just personal relationships and interactions in that regard. I feel like that's something that isn't told enough. And I really, really, really liked how it was a bit interactive in regards to, you know, the choosing of the restaurants and things of that nature. That was like pretty awesome for me, for sure.
And for me, I really, really love when passion and attention to detail intersect, because I think that that's where great films are going to be made. And you all have both of those at a very high level in your pitch. So really, really appreciate that.
All right, we got about like a minute left, so we're going to do this quick. We have some words from Saudia and Troy, so go ahead, do what you got to do.
Thank you so much, Creative Cypher and the CFX. I am absolutely thrilled. As I said before, everyone who participated in this pitch competition, you're all brilliant and all of your stories are fantastic. And I would encourage you to continue to keep pitching and stick with it, because you all got to this point because you have great work to put forward. As the director for the Center for Creative Entrepreneurship, I definitely want to share that we have a new resource by way of Comcast, created a content studio, which will allow you to come in and make mini commercials to advance your business or your filmmaking ability. So know that that's an asset for you to use. I encourage you, like I said before, keep going after it. I myself am a producer, an executive producer, and I value every time someone takes that idea and pushes it forward to screen. So make it happen. You were all brilliant. We're here to support anything you need. Feel free to go to cceglobal.org. Troy, take it over.
All right. Thank you all so much for being a part of the second round or the second annual Chicago Film Accelerator. The Chicago Film Accelerator. And we're really excited. We're really excited to support these artists, built with Chicago. We've got some exciting updates that you'll be seeing over the next couple of months. We're happy to announce that this program is now expanding to Atlanta and Dallas. And we've got a couple other cities coming up soon, but it is always about bringing it back home. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everyone that is watching out there in digital TV world. And here's a big note. Saudia said it. All of our judges said it as well. No matter what the outcome is of this project, it is all about supporting one another. Simeon said it as well. So we are all interested in supporting all of the projects, no matter what the outcome was of this program. And we're really excited about moving forward. So thank you all. And